Hello and welcome to this Tales from the Hangar Aviation Rarities episode about the Franco-British Aviation FBA 290 series of aircraft. I have great affection for flying boats and seaplanes, and for various reasons this is the first one I've covered. This is a good one to start with and it deserves some attention. Franco-British Aviation, or better known as FBA, was founded in January 1913 by Frenchmen Louis Schreck and Louis Canoux. The company was registered in London, and it was still at the time operated with English finance, French ideas and labour. FBA was located in Argenteuil, a northwest suburb of Paris. In 1924, on behalf of Aviation Rarities, the training flying boat Schreck FBA Type 17 was created. These two-seater aircraft turned out to be very successful, and production ran until 1935. A total of 200 Type 17s were manufactured. On the back of the success of the Type 17, a design of a four-seater flying boat with an enclosed cockpit was started. So in April 1931, the prototype Type 290 Foxtrot Alpha Lima India Mike amphibian took to the skies. It was powered by a 296 horsepower or 221 kilowatt Lorraine Algol radial engine. The 290 was intensively advertised and demonstrated as far as Scandinavia and the Baltic states. Its good performance on water and in the air did not escape the attention of the French Navy. The production types were all wood construction. Mahogany plywood was used to cover the fuselage. The load-bearing surfaces as well as the elevator and rudder were covered in canvas. Metal was only used where it was needed to support the engine, fuel tank and undercarriage, etc. 6 aircraft were ordered by the French Air Naval to serve as courier aircraft and for transporting high-ranking naval officers. The Air Naval Command, in order to use some of the power plants that were in storage, ordered production of 2 options: the Type 293 with a radial 9-cylinder Lorraine 9NA Algo engine, and the Type 294 with a 7-cylinder Gnome Rome Titan Major engine developing the same power. Both of them rotated 2-bladed metal-fixed pusher propellers. During 1934, FBA manufactured and delivered 6 amphibians, which were assigned to the Communications and Training Unit based at Orly Airfield in Paris, and from this airfield the aircraft flew to mainly naval bases of Brest and Rochefort. The aircraft type was involved in a few accidents. The first was in April 1934, when a Type 294 was forced to make an emergency landing on the Seine River after an engine failure. The landing turned out to be very hard, and the plane broke in half when it hit the water and sank. There were 3 people in the aircraft, and among them was Rear Admiral Leon Martin, who was the only one killed. A Type 293 was involved in an emergency landing in March 1935. No casualties, but there was much damage to the aircraft. And in April 1936, another Type 293 accident occurred, during which a mechanic was killed. By the beginning of World War II, only 2 aircraft remained in service: a Type 293, construction number 6, and a Type 294, construction number 2. The aircraft were now being used as trainers and flew until the French surrender in the summer of 1940, and they were likely to have been scrapped by the Nazis. Spares and parts at this point were almost non-existent. So in total 10 aircraft were built, all with radial engines producing the same amount of power, and that is 296 horsepower or 221 kilowatts. Type 290, 1 built, and that's a prototype with a Lorraine 9NA engine. Type 291, 1 built, another prototype with a Gnome Rome engine. The Type 292, I've no idea why this number was not used, but maybe they had another engine in mind for it. Type 293, that's 6 built, and that's a production aircraft for the French Navy with a Lorraine 9NA Algol engine. Type 294, 2 built, and that's a production aircraft for the French Navy with a Gnome Rome engine. So that was the end of the 290 series, and I did like its generic tail shape that came from the Type 17. Some people did describe it as a kind of Fisher-Price looking seaplane, but it appeared to be okay. As for the company, FBA had great success in the early development of seaplanes, but in 1935 FBA, after being taken over very briefly, eventually went bankrupt. And just to note, the 293 and 294 had out of sequence serial numbers or construction numbers, so some of the photos used, unless stated, I can't confirm what aircraft is what. It also appears I have no photos of the Type 291. Maybe this was used as a static test bed. And to end, thanks for watching that. I hope you enjoyed it, and welcome to any new people watching, and thanks for returning if you're seen some of my stuff before. It's always appreciated if you leave a comment, like, subscribe or share, and I'm really humbled by the following that I've got now, and until the next time, thanks very much.